This video was made for a previous course. The only thing that you are responsible for in this course, Module 2, Fall of 2014, is taking a brief quiz after the video. Hello all. Some of you struggled with the graphing assignment. This is going to be an opportunity for you to earn some of those points back. I want you to watch this video, and then at the end I'll instruct you how to earn 10 points back. In this video we're going to calculate the median, level, and stability envelope. In the next video, which will be produced soon, I'll show you how to do the trend line. I'll be drawing directly from the book by Gass, the Chapter 9 text in front of you right now. It explains level and level stability. We're going to use raw data that I have created, simulating 5 days of baseline and about 17 days of intervention data. It's my on-task behavior. You can see the data points right here that we'll be using. For now, we're going to ignore the intervention data. Again, you can go to your Gass book and see that the first thing we have to do is calculate a median level. It explains how to do that. Here it has the line drawn. You can also see that in our particular example, the one I just shared with you, we will take the on-task data that's ordered by day. It's ordered day 1 through 5, right here as you can see. And we're going to move that to a different order, and we're going to order it from lowest to highest. From lowest to highest. You can see that we have 20, 20, 21, 22, and 25 as our data points. The middle data point, or the median, is 21. You can see that circled. Now we can also calculate the mean, or the average, which in this case is 21.6. But as you know, Gass recommends calculating, plotting, and establishing stability off of the median number, not the average, and that's because it takes care of outliers. For example, if we had one day of 100, it would really pull our mean off. It wouldn't so much affect our median. Next, we have to calculate the stability, and you'll find that in Gass also. Usually folks use a 10 to 20% stability envelope. For our purposes, we're going to use throughout this course a 20% range, or 20% stability envelope. Please note that the stability envelope is calculated only once for a behavior and is placed over the median line of the original condition and all other conditions introduced to that behavior. So, for example, when we get to the intervention, we're still going to use the stability envelope that we calculated on the median. We'll still use that stability envelope. Our median in the Gass book was 30. As you can see, he took 20% of 30 and he arrived at 6. So his stability envelope is 6, which ends up being 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Let's take a look at ours. We're going to calculate the total stability envelope off of Paul's percent on task behavior, and I left it ordered from lowest to highest. The steps are, of course, establishing the median, taking the median and timesing it by the standard envelope of 20, 0.20. That represents 20%. So there's our median there. So 0.20 times 21 ends up giving us 4.2. Now that is our total envelope, 4.2. It's the total stability envelope, 4.2. Now, we know that half of the stability range value is 2.1 because that's half of 4.2. So half of it goes above the median line and half of it goes below the median. Notice that I haven't even had to go to my graph yet. I can do all of this arithmetically. In this case, you take the median of 21, you add half the stability to get the upper level, so 21 plus 2.1 is 23.1, and to get the lower level, you subtract from the median, and that ends up being 18.9. Now, the question, of course, is, were the data stable in this example? That's the, as they say, $64,000 question. And I believe that you'll find that yes, the data were stable. I've got my little box here that shows approximately 18.9 and approximately 23.1. These 4 data points fell within that data range, and therefore, since 4 of the 5, or 80%, fell within the total stability range, the data were stable. So that's a good thing. The importance of stable data is that only when your data are stable should you move to the next condition. Now we're going to talk about the graphs. Just as a refresher, we want to make sure that your graphs are all labeled correctly. Here's the basic graph. You'll see that it has a title, which is Paul's percent on task. You'll see that it has the ordinate or x-axis labeled in time. In this case, it's days. And here it's percent of intervals on task. Right here, this is the y-axis, the vertical axis. It's missing some parts because we want to make sure that we label the two halves that are separated by our phase line. This is our phase line right here. So in order to do that, we're going to label the left-hand side baseline, the right-hand side intervention. Sometimes you may label the intervention with what you're actually doing. For example, reward condition. So you have a baseline, and instead of saying intervention, you say reward condition. Or you can just say intervention. This is what it looks like clean. Now, you're going to find sometimes that it may help you to put the numbers above the data points in Excel. And you can do this under data labels. Just put them above. I want you to take them off before you actually submit your graph. But you can do this if it helps you placing the median line. Now the median line I'm about ready to show you is a little high because I forgot to turn off the snap to grid under the alignment section of the PowerPoint. And so it's just a little high, but I have a corrected one a little later. My median line is right here. It's at 21 roughly. Okay, one of those, as you can see, it's just a little below the 22. 21 is probably right there, so it's just a hair high. Now you can see that I consider those data labels very useful. Now here I've placed a correctly placed data median line, as you can see right here, and I've got the 2.1 above and the 2.1 below. So that's my stability envelope, and as you can see, the only point that really goes above is at 24, and it's just a hair above. The rest of the points are in the data stability envelope, and therefore my data are stable.